Meanwhile, hi, this is Seb.
And this is Marcus. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are back again for another Wandavision reaction video. But this one's special because it's the finale.
Let's go. Let's go. If you haven't already, obviously, please go check out our reaction to the last episode. We also had, some thoughts about the finale itself and the series so far. Are we excited?
I'm curious. Excitement is the wrong word. I think curious is a better word for it. Yeah, this should be interesting. I've been wondering this whole week how they're going to end it. I think everyone has, pretty much.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
the real question is, how long will the episode be?
True. Without further ado, let's just get into it. Boom.
That's me trying to take a shit in the morning.
My powers work out here, or did you forget?
No, dear. I'm counting on it.
Let go of my brother. As you're pooing.
Go to your room. No way, we're safe.
I see what they did there.
Yeah,
Wizard of Oz.
that's actually
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
Yo, why is everything looking a bit like a video game this episode?
Ain't it?
It's a bit concerning.
Your ex and your boy.
I hope there's an Incredibles moment where the whole family squads up.
Your power exceeds that of the Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, damn.
It's your destiny to destroy the world.
I'm not what you say I am.
Oh, really? Agnes doesn't live here.
Ralph Boner.
You do. You're Ralph Boner?
Boner.
How is she control?
So he's not X-Men Quicksilver then, basically.
Disappointing.
Jesus.
Wanda has some severe issues. Dude, she's full-on gone Dumbledore hand. in this
She
episode.
has.
She's been fucking with Tom Riddle.
Damn.
Lol.
Damn.
To this twisted world,
Ooh.
no one can exist without the other. Save Westview or save your
Oh shit.
I feel like this is an obvious choice. Save Westview.
Oh damn.
Just be like, bloop.
Oh hey. Look.
Oh, it's the
Hey.
Incredibles. Ah, you see?
Does not compute. Error 404.
Oh my god, reverse do node again.
Error 404. Damn. Yo, this guy was about to shoot kids. Bro, this guy's mad. He was legit about to kill a kid. I mean, there's no chance, but still.
Yeah.
Raw. Yo, this guy's evil. What the fuck?
Nice tricks. I like yours too.
Also, damn. She fully just
what-
absorbed some powers
What was even Hayward's plan?
in it. Or maybe they're gonna like fusion at the end and become one true vision.
Well, that will at least mean Wanda gets her
Yeah,
vision.
it's true.
I guess he's flown off though, so never mind.
Nah, he'll come back at the end and they'll fuse and become Gogeta and then go Super Saiyan.
knowledge.
Oh, shit. Yo. Let's go. Gee, this is legit looking like Dragon Ball right now. Whoa. Ka. Me. Ha. Me. Ah! Dude, legit, this is fucking like some
my
anime
God.
shit right now. Timmy! Nani? No, not Korewa.
I really have to say the special effects in this episode look so bad.
I think it's just. I think it's just because like, you know that is CG, so you're like,
Yeah.
and the whole scene is CG, so you're legit like, yeah, this is CG.
It don't look that good though.
Exactly, like, you know, you don't. You need to have like the practical and the CG to make
It looks
that balance.
cheap, which is surprising for Marvel.
The thing is, you know, it's not cheap as well.
Yeah, which terrifies me.
Oh shit. Oh shit. She made the runes.
Smart.
Yo. That's mad.
Well played.
How is she still flying? Legit. Oh, she's getting the full outfit.
Nice.
Yo. Yo.
Sick.
Yo, she looks sick. Yo, she looks sick as fuck. Damn, this is actually like really emotional. Imagine having to say goodbye to your kids like that. Fuck.
Choosing me to be your mom.
Damn. I felt they could have done like a very nice like Watchmen reference of them kissing and then like the red. That would have been cool. But I guess that's DC, so.
Would have been cool though.
So long, darling.
Damn. Listen here, you bitch! You ruined my life! You made me say cowabunga! Alright, here we go. This is gonna be some crazy shit. It's gotta be. Oh wow, okay. It's a scroll. Okay. Oh, it's Nick Fury. Wait, what? That's it? Oh, for God's sakes. Nah. Oh, man. Is that it? Oh. Alright. And so concludes season 1 of Wandavision. What are our thoughts?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't lie, right? So basically,
I'm trying to be positive.
I feel that there was a missed opportunity in this episode, in this series. So I think let's go through some pros and cons. I think the strong points were the goodbye scene between Wanda and Vision and her family. I think that was very well done. I think that was very heartfelt. It felt, it felt like big, it felt like it actually did mean a lot. But the thing is, it felt like that was the best moment of the episode for me. Like I can't think of another moment where I was like, yeah. Like it was cool.
Wanda becoming Scarlet
It was cool
Witch.
to see Wanda becoming Scarlet Witch for sure. But that was more of an aesthetic where like, oh shit, you know, she
True.
looks
It's
cool
true.
now. I think, like we earlier said, I feel like there was, I think over reliance on CG is, I think, going to be a given in this industry at this point. I think it's a matter of how you use the CG, and it's a matter of maybe blending it with practical, etc., etc. Because yeah, like you said, I think the first, like the fight scenes and the first like 15 to 20 minutes, it's very hard to unsee video game and like anime kind of vibes, you know. And yes, it comes with the territory with, you know, superheroes fighting and shit, blah blah blah. But compare that to, you know, even Marvel's own, like in the MCU, and we've had certain films where, yes, you know, you could argue they have a lot more budget, which is fair enough, but at the same time, you know, we also know that WandaVision cost a lot as well. And yeah, I feel that there's a very clear, distinct, like, the movies look better. The series, like, this looks way better than all the Netflix shit that we've seen before, blah, blah, blah. And I think, you know, this show has looked better than, you know, quote, I don't know, actually. Now that I say that, I don't know if it actually does look that good in comparison to, say, Mandalorian. Mandalorian wins, I would say.
That's because Mandalorian is a perfect blend of practical and CG, and they're also using that new technology as well. I think,
but then it's Disney and Marvel, so surely
it's
they
like
have
the same,
you know, the same tech available.
Like, yeah, I agree with all of your points. The thing that really did annoy me is like the CG just looked bad, and I can't. I think that's just kind of like, considering we know that this series cost so much money, it kind of irks me that it looks cheap.
I think it's like, for me, the moments that stand out the most would be like when they're in the clouds in the sky. That looks very like, again, you know that it's CG, which makes you look for it. It's that whole Uncanny Valley kind of vibe.
Of course.
But at the same time, it does look very like, ooh. It does look.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is it looks very plasticky. It looks very veneered. Where, like, you know, it's the same problem that The Hobbit had, where we've seen so many films that are, we've seen loads of films recently where they are predominantly CG, but I think it's the combination of saturation and brightness, and it just makes everything look too smooth, if you get what I mean. Whereas, like, compare that to, say, Lord of the Rings, or, you know, maybe a more darker looking film. Yes, you get the benefits of hiding things in shadow, but it's also having that texture, the smoke and blah, 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 and kind of having that blend. Whereas here, I think the brightness and the saturation just makes everything look too plastic, and it doesn't look real or malleable, or, you know, it doesn't look like it could get damaged, because you're like, yeah, that's, you know, fake. I think some shots of like the hex going down and breaking apart looked very, you know, iffy as well.
To me, it just looked like a cutscene from a video game. A lot of it, you know, I think we're getting to the point where video games look better than most blockbusters now. I mean,
I think like if the CG team had more production time, they probably would have fine-tuned it a little better. I feel like they could have pushed it, because like we all know that the true capabilities of CG, we've seen some like amazing CG, and the best CG is like CG you don't even notice. And, you know, credit where credit is due. I feel like Albino Vision, I think Vision's effects look great. I think Vision looks really good, to be fair. Like, he actually looks like, yes, it's a mixture of makeup as well, which is why it helps sell the effect. But I think like the interaction between Vision and Evil Vision was kind of cute. But again,
it was interesting.
But this is my main gripe with this episode. which is something I brought up last time in the last reaction, where I felt I saw why they were gonna put Wanda against Evil Vision to get that kind of conflict. But in this episode, it turns out that they never even properly interact that much. You get the first interaction and it becomes Vision versus Evil Vision and Wanda versus Agnes. And I feel that that's a bit of a missed opportunity because, yes, we do get Vision and Wanda having that heartfelt goodbye, but I feel like they could have had a scene where Wanda confronts her guilt, she confronts her grief head on a lot more. You know, I feel like the thing is, yes, grief has been a theme throughout the show, and it definitely shows within this episode as well, with her having to make the choice of Westview or Vision and her family, right? But I feel like there could have been more. I feel like there could have been an opportunity where, you know, she needs to make that decision face on with Evil Vision. You know, I feel like Evil Vision could have brought that out where she has to face like boom, boom, boom. And then at the very end, she has like this conflict, right? And she's like, oh no, I can't kill Vision, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, she's like, all right, I have to. And then she realizes, wait, this isn't even the real Vision. I can do it. So she kills him. And then Real Vision comes in. He's like, you know, you actually have to do it now. Like, I feel like that could have been like, whoa, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. This episode, I think the more I think about it, really was actually really disappointing.
I agree.
It's a massive. I mean, I've been saying it every episode. Like, I had a feeling the show would kind of end on a bit of a flop. Like, of course, we've seen a lot of character development for Wanda, but I agree with your point of closure would have been her versus Evil Vision or White Vision. That would have been the perfect closure, and then realizing she has to kill the actual I just don't see why they didn't do it that way. And also, like, you know, bigging up, you know, Agatha's character, giving her a whole well, okay, like last episode wasn't for Agatha, but we were introduced to her an episode and a bit ago at, like, you know, full reveal, and they just kind of have a bit of a witch fight. Bloom, 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 Goku.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's it.
I definitely feel that Agatha had a lot of hype going into her, and
it fell flat.
You know, and yeah, I feel like she was just reduced to having like a classic villain and then a classic CG fight kind of vibe. I feel like there was another missed opportunity there, and the Quicksilver casting again, you know, like it made us go like, oh, whoa, is this a multiverse shit? It's definitely like meant to be like, you know, poking fun at it, but at the same time, it also makes you feel like, oh, damn.
I think we can summarize this whole kind of show as a missed opportunity, to be fair. Like,
I think, like, the thing is, I feel that the last episode was really, really good. I think it was the best episode of the series. And the reason why I was kind of like, do you know what? I think I see what they're trying to do in the last episode with setting up this Evil Vision conflict. I was like, you know what? I feel like I feel like there can be some hype going into the finale. But now I'm kind of like, eh. So here
you were wrong.
So let's round it all up, right? So prior to this episode, prior to even the last episode, we were all speculating, oh, there might be a big character reveal. There might be a crazy evil villain. Yes, we've got Agatha Harkness, but then there was also speculation there could be a Mephisto. There could be like another supernatural power involved. We didn't get that. Fair enough, we got Agatha. Okay, we can allow that. But then again, Agatha fell a little short as well in terms of her, you know, character. We were you know, potentially thinking, oh, would we get Reed Richards? We didn't get that. Would we potentially get Doctor Strange? We didn't get that. And then we were like, all right, cool. At least we're going to get Vision having Wanda having to fight Vision as like a way of like externalizing her internal pain and grief and guilt. We didn't get that either. And that decision, that choice of like having to, choose between Westview and Vision, yes, it's definitely there in the episode, but I feel like it could have been expanded more and made more of a device. Because if you look at the timing of this episode as well, like the pacing and stuff,
very rushed.
It was like we had the fight in the first 10-15 minutes or so, and then we were already kind of like, okay,
ending the episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I feel like the end was really, the goodbye scene was really good. And Wanda kind of accepting her role as the Scarlet Witch as well. I think that moment could have been done. I feel like that should have had a bit more weight to it.
Momentum.
I feel like there should have been like, we get that in the aftermath where she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause all this harm, blah, blah, blah. You feel that, which is good. I think Elizabeth Olsen's acting was very, very good throughout the series. And you felt that towards the end, right? But I feel like in that moment, it doesn't really feel like she's kind of like, accepting. Like, she has a line where she's like, oh, now I know who I am, or you don't know who I am. But then prior to that, even she doesn't know who she is.
I'm not what you say I am.
Oh, really?
But like, it's done in a way where she was like, oh, yeah, I've always known that I'm the Scarlet Witch. Like, you need to, like, the thing is, we all know she doesn't know who she is. So I feel like that moment of her realizing who she is needs to be more powerful. And I feel like we see it, but it's not enough. I feel like it's good, but it could have been better. According to Pedro.
Yeah, it was, it just felt rushed, man. Like, missed opportunity. It's kind of sad, to be honest. Like, if you've been watching our reaction videos, I've been quite a naysayer of this series, and this episode kind of has proven that, because yes, again, I am allowed to say 90% of the episode doesn't mean shit, and then the 10% of the episode has some weight. And I think in this case, that the last 10% is like you've just made the case for, doesn't even really have weight to it. So this episode for me was just a throwaway, because nothing really happens, bar obviously, Wanda has to get rid of the family and everything like that. She becomes a Scarlet Witch, but in such a que paso way that you're just kind of like, oh, okay, now she's a Scarlet Witch because like that. It's too rushed. The episode was too short.
I felt like, there just needed a little bit more fleshing out.
Episodes are too short.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. I feel
told you from the beginning.
I feel like, they're like, this show has had some good moments, I'll have to admit. I think, again, Elizabeth Olsen's been great. I think Vision in this last episode, I feel I liked him a lot more in these last two episodes. Because I feel like he actually has stuff to do. He actually has like moments of kind of like, conversation. Whereas, obviously earlier in the series, it was more Vision is just there kind of vibes. And when the cracks begin to show, he starts, doing stuff. But I feel like in these last two episodes, I've grown to like Vision a lot more. But I feel like he's still, not really as fleshed out as Wanda. I think Wanda's had the most fleshing out. And this is obviously more Wanda's story as opposed to WandaVision. I feel like it should be called Wanda and then Small Vision. WandaVision. The costume looks great for Scarlet Witch. Yeah. I think that looked pretty cool. I think Catherine Hahn's acting, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, all of the acting all around has been great in the show. But great acting can carry a show, and I feel like that's exactly what we've witnessed.
Jim
Woo's
great.
Literally carrying the weight of this show on her shoulders, because the writing hasn't been like excellent. It's been okay throughout.
That's the thing. I feel like this was a very safely played show.
And this whole show is supposed to be about breaking boundaries, being unsafe. And I'm just sitting here like, all right, again, we're going to say the same thing that I said in a prior episode. For Marvel,
I think the main thing is they're telling a very safe story in a somewhat new way, basically. It's kind of like it's got a bow on top, it's got a new package, but the contents are still kind of the samey. Now, the thing is, you could argue a lot of content and a lot of stories, blah, 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 are kind of like that, where it is the same story after all, but with a different flourish, with a different color, etc., etc. But yeah, I just feel like, I wanted there to be a little bit more oomph to it. I feel like they played it a little too safe.
I think we can just summarize it by saying you should not be walking away from a season finale feeling underwhelmed. I need more.
I think I know a good way of potentially helping this series. You know how in Game of Thrones, the big action, the big battle, or the big twist happens in episode 9 out of 10? It's always like one episode before the finale. So it's kind of like, holy shit! And then you get an episode of like kind of the aftermath kind of vibes. If I'm not mistaken, Red Wedding is one episode before the finale. I feel like maybe having this battle take main stage of, say, episode 9. Hey, how many episodes were in Wanda?
9.
Oh, having the main battle maybe... Okay, obviously the easiest way to solve this would be to make fucking episodes longer, but say we're sticking to the same thing. If we condensed episode 1 and 2 into 1, 3 and 4 into 2, blah, 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 had the last recap episode 1 episode before. Okay, I've got it. I've got the solution. This is fan fiction. This is fan fiction now.
Probably so, better than the show.
So Wanda fights Evil Vision in episode 8. And at first she's like, oh, I can't do this. I can't kill Vision. I can't see him die before my eyes again. And I don't want it to be on my hands. And Evil Vision and Agatha are like, ha 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 ha, koto my ga. And then Evil Vision is like, ha ha, I will destroy you, ha ha. And he fights, blah, 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 blah. I don't know where Real Vision is at this time. Maybe Agatha has him like, bound up or some shit. They fight, and then at the very end, Wanda has a moment of kind of like, brief reprieve, and Wanda is kind of like, I've been running from this problem for this entire time. I've been finding ways of coping. I've created this whole world, blah, 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 blah. But now I know that the only way to end all these people's suffering, to end my suffering, to end your suffering, Vision, is to end this right here, right now. And then at that moment, she's like, I know who I am. I know who I really am. I am the Scarlet Witch. I've run away from it for too long. This is who I really am. And then she becomes Scarlet Witch. Maybe then at this moment pushes the fake Vision away. Agatha comes down, and then at the end of episode 8, you see them standing off and kind of like, now the real battle begins. Dun dun! And then boom, episode 9, then we begin epic fight where we get Scarlet Witch, not full powered, but like, fully realized, fighting Agatha. It gives Agatha a little bit more, gravitas. It kind of gives her like, what, that she's nowhere near Scarlet Witch's full potential, but at least like, let's give her some moments of like, she can kind of stand her own. So then we get this fight between Agatha and Scarlet Witch, where meanwhile, Real Vision versus Fake Vision, and then they have the same interaction they had in this episode, and then it ends, boom, boom, boom. So I feel like if they fleshed out the Agatha, that fight scene altogether, And same thing, have Wanda face fake Vision and have that moment of realization even more. And then you could maybe also put in Agatha like threatening, Agatha being like, oh, you know, you have to make the choice between your family and whatnot in episode 9 or whatever. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, personally, I feel like that already feels a little better.
Somebody give this man a job. Because
that was just off the bat as well. That was just off the bat.
Honestly, the more I sit on this, the worse this show becomes for me. Because every week I feel like, apart from the last episode, I will give credit where it's due. The last episode was good, but every week I have felt like I have wasted my time, and this week, no different. Because I'm just here like, right. You know, Seb and I are massive comic nerds, and like, I don't buy into the hype. This show has been so overhyped. Like, before we even started recording this episode, it wasn't even out yet, and lo and behold, it had already been rated 10 by hundreds of people. Go fuck yourself. If you actually think that this show is even a 6, you're high. For a superhero thing, maybe a 6. But like as a piece of TV, man, you're smoking some crack if you think this is a good show.
I think like even within, you know, it's like the superhero genre. Like if this was an MCU film, I'll probably be like,
this is the thing, right? If this had DC printed on it, people would be like, this is the biggest pile of shit.
People would destroy this.
It's Marvel hype boys.
I'm just trying to think, like, if this was a full-on MCU film, right, where this would rank.
I'd rather watch Iron Man 2.
I was legit, that was my point of reference. Just like, would I watch Iron Man 2 or would I watch
let's
Wandavision?
Be real, man. More happens in Iron Man 2
think I would
whole series.
I feel like the thing is, right, if I'm like struggling to pick, would I watch Iron Man 2 or WandaVision, says quite a lot about WandaVision.
See, for me, it's an easy choice because I'm like that one guy who's like, Iron Man 2 is pretty bad, but Iron Man 3 is even worse.
Okay, how about Thor 1? Would you rather watch Thor 1?
Yeah, I'd rather watch fucking...
Thor Dark World.
Nah, dude, I would rather watch any fucking Marvel film because more happens in a Marvel film. It looks better. It's written slightly better. Even like the worst Marvel films, I would rather watch than rewatch WandaVision.
Yeah, well, at least she got a character arc. Like, you know what? But at least she got somewhat of a character arc. A little underwhelming character arc, but a character arc.
We finally had some time to bond with her character, which was nice. But I'd still rather watch Iron Man 2.
Well, and that's the perfect way to end our reaction and our review. Let us know in the comments below if you agree. Would you rather watch Iron Man 2? How would this have held up if it were an MCU film? Were you as disappointed or were you really happy about the finale? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, this is just our opinion. We would respect your opinion as well. As always, if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, or the dislike button. We're probably going to get a few of those, TBH.
Yes.
Oh well. Head over to Instagram, meanwhile.podcast, or of course check out our podcast, Meanwhile Podcast, on Spotify and all the usual platforms. As always, I've been your boy Seb.
And I've been Marcus. Fight me in the comments.
Peace.